What's up guys, Delivery Matt here. So we're finally here for the video that I've been waiting for the entire year. Every year, if you're not familiar with this, there's a huge YouTuber called GIGGUK, and every year he makes best of anime of the year. And I've been watching them for a few years now, watching those videos, and every single one has been incredible. The previous one, 2022, is just a masterpiece when it comes to script writing, and so I really enjoy watching his videos. I watch every single one of his videos, and I usually post them on my Patreon, and I decided I'm gonna post it on my channel only if it's very relevant with my content, and I feel like this one is, since we are watching a lot of seasonal anime and stuff. I feel like this one is relevant. Now, I haven't seen that many anime this year. I'm currently watching a lot, or the previous year I should say. So there are a lot here that I know he's gonna put on that I haven't seen, but this will also serve as kind of a recommendation for me. Now, I hope it's not gonna be any spoilers, but he usually doesn't do any major spoilers. He does like out of context spoilers, so I think we should be fine. But if you want to watch, if you want to be completely blind, you should probably avoid this video, obviously. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but let me do a prediction on what he's gonna put as number one. Like, I watched Trash Taste, so I know his opinions on some anime that have come out this year, and I am 95% sure that Vinland Saga Season 2 is gonna be number one. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is gonna be up there, and I haven't seen either of those. I hope Oshi is in top 3. That's my anime of the year. But let me stop yapping and let's go into the video and see what GIGGUK has to say about it.
Well, it's that time again.
Let's
another
go.
Year has passed us by, and with it has gone another year of anime. We got good shows, we got bad shows.
Frieren as well, yeah, but it hasn't ended yet.
That are going to be remembered.
Zone 100? I mean, if he didn't get as delayed, was Trigun? Oh, Attack on Titan, that's right, that ended.
2023 was a year dominated by absolute heavyweight shows just completely taking over.
I mean, Frieren was only one core
whether you were a fan or not.
this year.
Live action adaptations,
True.
legendary series coming to an end, memes,
Yeah.
so many memes. It feels like the influence of a handful of shows have truly seeped into mainstream
Gear
pop
5,
culture
yep.
and only continues to grow from there. But
That's
there were still
right.
some other things happening around our little sphere. Anime fans continue to find any opportunity to complain
Demon
about
Slayer,
CG. This
yep.
time even Demon Slayer was
Yep.
catching strays, with viewers complaining about how these fishes look like an
I
absolute
really
joke.
like
How dare
this
any
CG
animation
actually.
studio consider this acceptable quality, they cried. Meanwhile, in Isekai land,
Yep, let's go. Oh, it's this. I watched this. I watched a few episodes of this. I forgot what's it's called. What it's called.
CGI looks like.
I remember this. That was so good.
It got 44
Yep.
million views, 400k
Yep.
likes, and
Yep.
100,000 retweets.
Yeah, I
Meanwhile,
remember
I'm
that.
out here drawing at least 8 lines, and I'm still waiting for Shonen Jump to hit me up with that manga deal. One Piece defied all odds by giving
What
us
did that
6
say?
lines, and I'm still waiting for Shonen Jump to hit me up with that manga deal. One Piece
Keturabachi,
defied all odds
nice.
by giving us a live-action adaptation that didn't suck, while the Jujutsu Kaisen fanbase came together to collectively say, nah,
I'd win.
which is what I think they say when they enter a contest of who can more effectively spoil their fucking series. But they
Yup.
would probably win against this random dude from Mashal.
I am Rhodes Emus!
I mean, look at him. He lasted like 2 seconds. Who the hell would play a character like that?
Guard.
Probably some dumbass hack. For real though, it's been 10 years now since I've
Well
been doing
done.
these
Congrats,
yearly anime
Guard.
recaps. I have
Yep.
gone through a bloody decade of anime, and a lot has changed during that time.
Yep.
I can only imagine the wild things that were happening.
Rainbow
in 2013 back then.
Peak.
Hayao Miyazaki finishes his latest feature film, The Wind Rises, just before announcing his retirement
2013.
from filmmaking.
Oh,
at
I
the
remember
ripe
this.
age of about 197 years old. That was a fucking lie. There are a lot of shows that didn't make my list this year.
I haven't
Not
seen The
because
Boy
they
and
weren't
Hero, and I
good,
heard it's
because
actually
didn't
pretty
have much
good.
to say about them other than it was good. Hell's
Yeah.
Paradise was fun. So was
Yeah.
Mashal. So was Undead Unluck. One day, I'm sure the West will appreciate Uma Musume as much as Asia does. Today is not that day.
Yeah.
Mushoku Tensei continued my favorite isekai story of
Oh,
all time
he's not
by
gonna
having
talk
the
about
main
it.
character go,
Okay.
Cannot get it up.
People have been trashing Rudy left, right, and center.
haven't seen
but I
it,
think he's proved
so-
he's a real gentleman by showing that he never, ever.
Okay,
uses his
I
sword
actually
as a
thought
girl.
he's gonna be in
Alright,
top
let's
five.
get to
His
my
top
favorite
5,
shows
but
of the
it
year.
looks like
But
he's not gonna
before
talk
we do,
about
a
it.
quick word from my
Okay.
sponsor, Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post.
Okay, get that bread. Okay, let's see it. 13. Only 13. Really, Zone 100. I want to watch this,
The
but it's
zombie
been
genre
delayed
is
so
probably
much
one of the most
that I haven't
saturated
gotten
and
around to
overdone
it yet.
genres you can find in any entertainment medium. About 10 years ago. Yet somehow in
Yeah.
2023, we still got an entirely fresh and original take on it in Zone 100.
I mean, I heard
Zone
it's still
100
good.
tells the sad story of Mappa employees. Overworked and undervalued by the company overlords.
So I do want to
want
watch it at some point.
It takes an entire zombie apocalypse for Akira Tender to start living the life he should have. This show felt like a personal call-out for anyone who's ever worked a dead-end job in their lives and has daydreamed of something, anything happening to take away their responsibility out of their hands, even if that thing is the end of the world. Akira personifies that feeling of pure freedom we all secretly wish we had. That feeling that breaks the shackle of responsibility of having to go to work, of having to wake up for school the next day. Eren Yeager looks at him and goes, "Fuck that guy," which is embodied in one of the most impressive opening episodes.
Yeah, I heard the first episode is
that every
peak.
single person working on it channeled their passionate hatred of all the previous employers that had ever run. Unfortunately, it felt like
the
a lot
impact
of the hype got
frames.
taken away, largely due to episode
Hiatus.
releases being plagued
Yep.
with constant delays because of time slots and supposed production issues.
Yeah.
Would you look at that? Even though the show lost some steam as it went on and was tonally a bit all over the place at times, it was still a fun little show I think anyone could enjoy.
Okay.
Because in this day and
I do
age
want to watch
where
it, yeah.
it feels like
For
people
sure.
are fighting tooth and nail just to survive, I think a lot of us could use a story about one man reminding us all how to live.
Also, I think the studio that made this, right, Bugs film or whatever it was, is that a team that kind of went from OLM and created their own studio, kind of like how Trigger was created from Gainax, from a team that left that Gainax. Is it kind of like that? I think so, right? What's this? Was it muted?
The most respected genre of
Damn.
anime, but this year we saw the 100 girlfriends who
Really like
come
you.
along and personally made sure
Good one.
that it never will be. This is the story.
I wanna
of a
watch
man
this
who
as
got
well.
rejected so many
I've been
times,
waiting for it to
who had
end
such
so I can
negative
watch it.
riz. God took pity and gave him 100 different girls.
I
he
heard
had
it's
to
really
date or
good.
They'd all die. This was like watching someone dying of thirst in the desert, and then
I
God
heard it's
goes,
really good.
"All right, I've
I
got
wanna
a
watch it.
solution." I'm listening. Just fucking drown him. But what God
Nice.
didn't plan for is that he chose someone who could chug the ocean dry and still have room for more. 100 Girlfriends has a concept so dumb, it will need to be as batshit crazy as its own premise to even have a chance at making it work. And that's
Damn,
exactly what
damn.
it does. It's stupid, it's unhinged, it knows exactly how insane it is, and then runs with it 10 kilometers past where it needed to go.
Yeah, I wanna
By all
watch
means,
it.
This show
I
shouldn't
haven't
have
seen it,
worked if
though.
we didn't have the greatest harem
I
protagonist
don't
to
know.
bring it all together. Yes, we were graced with the apex of boyfriends. The
Oh
partner
my
she tells you
God.
what to worry about. He may look like the most unthreatening guy possible, but watch him be like, "Don't worry, I come in peace."
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
Peace. Yep. Good
It's
one.
rare
Good
for me to
one.
laugh at the comedy
Good
anime,
one.
Even rarer when it comes to lowbrow harem rom-coms, but 100
Damn,
Girlfriends was
that-
a showcase of how to do
this
a parody
girl-
correctly. Reinforced
God,
by Bibury
not
Animation
this girl,
Studio
nope.
doing a bang-up job selling all of these jokes in the anime adaptation. They went above and beyond, and I can't
Yo,
wait to see how
the
they
white
adapt
hair
the
chick
manga
looks
beyond the-
sick.
Whoa, wait, what? Why are you all running away?
Whoa, what the fuck is this? What? Oh, sick. Oh, I haven't finished it. I watched 7 episodes or so, and it's really
In the
good.
minds of anime fans, 3D animation
Like,
comes in
Studio
2 tiers.
Orange is
There's
just
the Berserk 2016
goated,
tier,
man.
A show so disastrous it has scarred the anime community from 3D anime
Yeah.
to this day. And then there's this, the aesthetic that looks like one of those games I
What the
apparently
fuck
won't
is
last
this?
5 seconds playing. The real ones know though that Studio
Hoseki no
Orange has
Kuni.
been out here
Yep,
creating
Studio
their own
Orange is
shit.
the goat,
Every
man.
project they seem to continually
V-Stars?
push
I haven't seen it yet.
themselves, one up themselves, and Trigun Stampede
Yep,
is their
it
best
looks-
looking
it
show
looks so
yet.
good.
Not just with some of the jaw-dropping action sequences and camera work, but small micro expressions and camera animation that give that
And
world
the
just
opening is a
bit more
banger.
life. They are still continuing to push the boundary of what is possible in a 3D
Yeah,
anime in
it looks
every way
fantastic.
possible. When I got the lucky opportunity to talk to a producer at Studio
I watched-
Orange,
this
they
is
called
one of my
themselves
favorite,
the hentai of the anime industry.
This is one of my
And,
favorite
well,
Trash
that's
Test episodes.
pretty
I really
accurate,
do
because
recommend
what
it
they've done with
if you want to
Trigun
watch
Stampede has
more.
got me bricked up. All right,
Yep, more
how's the
about
show?
producers.
Trigun
of
is
anime.
one of the most beloved
I haven't seen the
anime from
original.
old school Adult Swim era, and when you take on the mantle of rebooting a franchise like this, you always have to contend with picky fans comparing each and every little change in detail. Vash's bounty is way smaller, he has a different haircut,
Okay.
different gun, character designs that looks like this, now look like this. Huh, now where have I seen this aesthetic before? Oh, the spaghetti western feel takes a backseat to fully flesh out a hard sci-fi story.
Yeah, it's more of a
dark, more
steampunk,
gritty.
right?
One of my favorite things from the original being
It looks
Vash and
great.
Wolfwood's epic buddy cop dynamic feels a tad more intense.
I'll skin you alive and play with your bones until you're begging to die. You got that straight?
Make no mistake, this is an entirely new Trigun, but one thing I can always respect is when a reboot tries to do something different that the original didn't already do, and by the end of the season, it becomes abundantly clear what all these changes were leading up to, and goddamn did it leave me wanting more.
I'm gonna finish it.
I feel like we're getting starved of good, hard science fiction anime. This has to be one of the most unique and interesting sci-fi worlds we've seen in years, and I honestly think the way things are set up, it has the chance to do even more than the original did if it gets future seasons. When people remember Trigun, they say, oh yeah, Trigun, I freaking loved Trigun. But if you ask them before that what they recommended we go back and watch, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Trigun has always been on that second or third echelon of recommendations behind the classics. And I fully believe
I feel like it's kind of like Hellsing, the original.
It has the potential to go up to this tier.
I don't know why it always was on the same tier. Sick. Really? 10? I mean, that's fair. It's not for everyone. I mean, they're still very high up, but...
Our hearts were torn to shred in a tragic 90-minute opening.
Okay. This is the most invested I was in an anime the entire year. That's why it's my number one. It's that pure reason. Like, I don't care about, like, if the plot was the best, if the characters were the best. It was the most emotionally invested I was in an anime, and so by default, it's my number one.
Episode. A new match was formed as anime companies saw the feature-length opening premiere and
Plus,
said,
I love idols, and seeing...
You can do that?
The culture
the opening
behind
song
it
became the very first Japanese song to top the global Billboard 100
Still a
charts.
banger.
The people of my anime list came together and went, fuck you, Full Metal Alchemist, this is the greatest anime
for like
ever
a week.
Made. Then everyone remembered there was an entire rest of the show you needed to watch. The Scorpion plot of Oshinoko is like, alright, so there's a doctor who's a huge fan of this one idol, then and it turns out that idol he likes shows up
it is. I don't care about the show. I just want to see more of the showbiz. More of the entertainment industry.
But then because he's really traumatic. So, it's an idol anime? No. Sometimes Oshinoko is a victim of its own insane premise. Like, I don't even know if I fully understand this main character. A grown-ass, idol-obsessed man.
Oh, he's a creep. He's 100% a creep.
And grows up being obsessed with his now mum and any other girl who even remotely reminds him of her. Like, if I call him a motherfucker, is he more likely to say fuck you or yes please? Here's a feed of Sigmund Freud's grave right now. But behind
he's extremely weird.
Shines as this interesting, no bullshit Instagram filters off look at the Japanese entertainment industry.
And I love
showing
that.
you what really happens behind those closed doors.
Like, I'm gonna be honest,
cameras are turned off.
I don't care about the murder mystery at all. I love the entertainment industry, like the Black Mirror-esque.
When in reality it was almost the complete opposite. The real ones know the true thing single-handedly elevating the reputation of idol fans in 2023 is the sheer existence of Aoi Todo. With how popular this got, I find it interesting how much I heard this title being thrown around last year.
Episode 6 was insane.
I probably didn't even know what an Oshinoko is. See, in Japanese,
there are two
Oshi
meanings.
means a person who I support. And in idol culture is normally used to refer to someone's favorite idol. So the term Oshinoko has a clever double meaning that could be my favorite idol
TikTok
or
brain.
my idol's children, which both perfectly describe the show. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Oshis are worshipped in idol fandom in the same way that Taylor Swift has become the for white women.
That's fair. I mean, really? Atomic? I haven't finished season 2 yet. I need to finish
Saying you're a fan of isekai feels a bit like saying you're a fan of British food. People think you're consuming the most bland, tasteless piece of garbage the world has ever seen. But sometimes I have a friend come visit and they have a take.
Okay, if you're wondering, if you were watching my Eminence and Shadow reactions, it's been on my back burner for a while. I need to get back to it. I'm gonna get to it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I need to get back to it. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot for a bit about it. I need to get back to it. I really was enjoying season 2, so I need to
a proper full English breakfast.
Watch
perfectly cooked Sunday roast. They try some of our
I have four more episodes
and it's like,
to watch.
Damn, this is pretty good actually. That is my Eminence and Shadow. This takes every single trashy cliche tropes you scoff at in isekai and wears it like a badge of honor. Edgy main character, an army of girls in his harem, blatant power fantasy.
Episode 3 so far was by far my favorite episode
it wears it also
of Eminence and Shadow. Like season 2 episode 3.
Cool. It's not that it isn't stupid. It is stupid, but it doesn't give a fuck if you care or not. And I thought this would eventually run its course until I kept watching and realized that this has a more interesting plot and better world building than 90% of isekai out there, which actually says less than you think. For as self-aware as it is, it spares no expense in building up this fully fleshed out world with so many moving parts. Every new arc, you see the dominoes being perfectly laid out. It's all set up for Sid to come in and topple them on the biggest stage possible. And even though you know it's happening, when the moment comes, it delivers. every single time.
I think I need to rewatch the first like 8 episodes or whatever of second season.
There's nowhere else to go. Season 2 ends with a world-shaking development that made me
really?
go, fuck! One more isekai doing this! I guess what I'm trying to say is, I really miss Greg's.
Fair. Okay. I loved the ending. I think it had a lot of issues, but I think it was still extremely good.
Probably. Attack on Titan.
Or I did still really enjoy it.
Had opinions. If you only browse Twitter, you might have thought half the people either think this was a masterpiece ending, no flaws, 10 out of 10, we all won.
No, it had flaws, but
Frieren is a bird. Or this ending ruined the series, ruined the characters, made the entire show pointless, spat on the legacy of everything he had done. No one's going to remember Attack on Titan now. Frieren is a bird.
Today, we're going to talk about how to stop smoking crack.
Now, with real people I've actually talked to, the consensus seems to be that this was a satisfying conclusion that did everything it needed to do. I had my slight nitpicks with the execution of this ending, but absolutely none of it took away from my love for this series as a whole.
Let me just quickly touch on it. When I first watched it, for the first time, and I didn't nitpick it at all, I was just along for the ride, I absolutely fucking loved it, and I think I rated it 10 out of 10 on my anime list. After rewatching it a few times, you can obviously tell some things that were off and stuff, but I'm always sticking to my first initial assessment or my first initial impression of the show, and that was that it was absolutely incredible. Yeah, it had its flaws. I can break it down now that I watched it many times, and I can find flaws in it, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 now, but I'm gonna stick by the... I'm not gonna change the score on my anime list of it, because that was my initial
This might not be my favorite ending of all time, but it is certainly the ending to one of my favorite anime of all time. So for one last time, thank you, Attack on Titan. Only those around now will know that feeling of after years of waiting through final seasons of
I think I watched 2015 or 2016, season 1.
Time we could definitively say
I think it was 2016 when
was the final
season 2 came out.
Attack on Titan will ever
Banger.
get to... Oh, god damn it.
What? Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't think it's... Skip and Loafer, really?
Sometimes you just need a dose of wholesomeness.
I heard it's really good.
Your day, but being a dude watching anime can sometimes feel like...
So what anime have you been watching? Oh, I'm watching this anime called Skip and Loafer, and it's just one of the most cute and adorable... Yo, you catch the latest episode of Jujutsu Kaisen at all?
There was nothing in 2023 that made me come out of every episode feeling as good as Skip and Loafer did. This shit was a weekly injection of sunshine into my veins. I mean, just look at this opening alone. The colors, the vibes, the catchy songs.
Oh, I really like the opening.
Dance. It's enough to make any grown-ass man internally scream, ah! This is so cute! Fuck yeah, violence, am I right, lads? Skip and Loafer is about as straightforward as you can get. A country bumpkin moves to the big city and adjusts to her new high school life. It doesn't need any complex plot because it exudes this air
what else is left?
That makes you feel
GIGGUK
so
Season 2.
Good. It's rare to find an
Vinland Saga Season 2.
As this one, because when I say high school life, I don't mean your typical cutesy anime high schoolers that are like... These are teenagers. Real
Lucky
teenagers, just enjoying their lives to the fullest. No melodrama, no overly anime bullshit. This is youth and adolescence at its most pure without feeling like it's been put through some moe anime filter, and there's just something so endearing about that. But GIGGUK, I'm an adult, why would I be interested in teenagers? Look, as a certified man, wait, that line sounded really
wait, what? I was about to say.
Growing up, let me tell you, adulting
good shit, GIGGUK.
We have jobs, we have
good save.
responsibilities, we have goddamn taxes. Sometimes you yearn for a time when life was simpler and more straightforward.
Yeah,
maybe
I got that
time
feeling.
is romanticized. Maybe you're looking back at that time through rose-tinted glasses. But whether you are or you aren't, you'll never know, because we'll never be able to get that time back again. Ever. And it's those little moments, those simple times you cherish and reminisce about, that this show encapsulates perfectly. Like, there's this one scene where our main girl comes home for the first time during her summer break. She stayed up way too late catching up with her friends and slept in, but it's alright. Her mum's taken the day off and she has the whole summer ahead of her. So on this boiling hot day, her mum slices her up a watermelon and the episode slows down to a crawl as we see her just taking a moment to enjoy this watermelon while the sounds of summer ring on in the background.
Oh, that's so wholesome. I wouldn't say I definitely don't what's it called? Empathize? But it is very wholesome.
And just like that, her summer was over.
Aww. Oh,
When anime
Tengoku
makes you feel
Daima-kyo.
sad, it goes.
Heavenly Delusion. I watched 3 episodes.
When anime
It was
wants you to know one of
cute.
its characters is crazy, it goes. When anime is trying to hint at something important, it's like.
Yeah, it was very unnerving, right? Tengoku Daima-kyo. We don't know what's happening. It's kind of like...
Subtlety in anime is using a
Yeah,
chainsaw to
it's
dice an
subtle.
onion.
That's
But
it.
what
That's the
happens when
word.
a show comes along that treats you like you have the IQ that Rick and Morty fans say they do? You get Heavenly Delusion. Here is a show that doesn't take you by the hand and leads you, but leaves you to discover the story on your own.
It was
It puts
very
you into
weird.
This insane world, gives you a hand-drawn scribble of a map, and says,
I'm not sure if I want to
It's
continue it
episode
or
1.
not.
Boom, we see a duo exploring
was-
a ruined Tokyo that gets in some kind of
It was a
altercation
bit
with some
too
bandits.
weird for
Alright,
me,
we
maybe.
get the idea. It's some post-apocalyptic world. People are fighting for survival, and
It was really good. The animation was incredible.
I am.
The music was incredible as well.
What are you ladies doing?
You're praying this doesn't have
The
the
opening
ugly
and-
bastard tag on it. The girl brings
The
out a
opening
gun
and the
that
ending
looks
are
like this
great,
and
though.
Immediately gears start turning. Wait, is this some sci-fi world shit or is that a damn Fisher-Price toy, you think? The bandits start attacking anyway and they fight back, so you're like, ah, okay, maybe she was just bluffing, so this is just a normal world after
Look
all.
at this animation. This is wild. Production IG.
Oh, that's a gun.
Yeah.
In a single scene, the show has set up its world, got you asking questions, played with your expectations, answered your question, left you needing more answers, all without directly telling you a goddamn thing. This is Heavenly Delusion for all 13 episodes. This had one of the most intriguing worlds of any show this year, but trusted you to piece everything together yourself. There is no wasted scene, no out-of-character moment. Everything is a possible puzzle piece that clues you into the bigger picture. What
Maybe
happens in
I'll-
this world?
I'll
Why are
continue
there
it.
nightmarish
I
creatures
don't
that
know.
are eating people? What kind
It's
of
a
sick
bit
experimentation
too
is
much
going on
for
behind the
me,
scenes?
I
Were you
think.
paying attention even now? Because you just saw a random drawing of a fish with legs that looks oddly like this horrific thing. And the real
Oh.
question is, did you see a connection without me saying anything? Only by watching intently do you
Oh.
realize how many crumbs are hidden in
Was this
plain
in
sight.
episode
You
3?
get
It was,
given enough
wasn't
to
it?
get a
I did
rough
not
idea,
pick it
but
up
never
until
enough
he
to see
said
the
it.
full picture. And it's that unknown
Oh.
that makes this world as intriguing as it is goddamn terrifying.
I know this
By
OST.
the end, we've only just seen a slice of the larger whole, but it's so refreshing to see an anime that will have
Where is
the
this OST
neurons
from?
firing in a way where you don't have to worry about watching with headphones on for once.
That's a guy,
You know.
by the way.
Most of the time.
That's a guy, by the way. The opening for... Oh, this opening. I know it's playing. It's not on my side that it's muted. It's on Garn's side. But the Apothecary Diaries opening... Banger.
And I don't want to watch these Chinese cartoons, but in 2023, anime went...
I do want to watch
"What
Apothecary
if we had
Diaries.
Chinese
I
cartoons.
haven't seen it yet.
Japan. Apothecary Diaries is an anime that takes place in ancient China, not China, in a palace setting that immediately reminded me of these badly dubbed Chinese soap operas I sometimes walk into my mum watching as a kid. At the beginning, I didn't fully realize what the big hook of this show was. Was it the House MD style medical detective stories? Was it the historical drama surrounding the palace politics? Yes. But on top of that, it has, simply put, the best female character we could find all year. And sometimes
I heard
that's
Mao
all it
Mao is
takes.
incredible,
For
yeah.
far too long, anime seems to think we want only one thing, and it's this.
It's
no,
fucking
How about
disgusting.
nothing more than just a well-written, believable, compelling female protagonist? And this. Mao Mao is a character that deserves to be in the running for one of the best protagonists we saw in 2023, and was such a breath of fresh air to see. Her presence was overpowering without conforming to what a lot of shows seem to think a good female character is. It's
Is
not
it
that
Aoi
she's
Yuki
not like
who's
other
voicing
girls
her?
or premium waifu bait, or a strong female character trademark. She's just a girl. A well-written, believable one that doesn't
I think
forget
so,
that she's
right?
a person
It's
first
Aoi Yuki, I
before
think.
being just another girl. She doesn't have to be unfeminine to find the overly flirtatious attitude of some pretty boy unappealing. She cannot be your typical waifu bait and still absolutely slay when she needs to. She's not strong
Yeah.
because she can beat up 100 guys, but because she's headstrong in her own values and beliefs.
I do wanna watch
Here's a
this,
clever
yeah.
realist who acknowledges her place in the palace hierarchy, but isn't afraid to throw hands when shit needs to get done.
Oh!
Factory reset that bit. Seeing Mao Mao
Good one.
passionately solve these medical mysteries while asserting her fucking dominance all over the palace politics made this such a compelling watch. And hopefully more shows will be able to take note of great characters like this.
Okay. Pluto. I feel like it's a recurring theme, but I haven't seen this yet.
Appreciating the statue of David up close, getting to see
It's
Lionel
Astro
Messi
Boy
dribble past 5
version
players,
2, right?
Watching Jack
Or
Nicholson
reimagined, I
command
guess.
every scene he's in. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is.
Naoki
it's
Urasawa,
always
right?
enthralling to see an absolute master of the
I haven't
craft
seen
at
any
work.
of Naoki
And that's the
Urasawa's work
exact
yet.
feeling I get whenever I get to see anything written by Naoki Urasawa.
Yeah,
And
I haven't
Pluto
seen any
was
of his works.
Absolutely no exception.
I once created a robot that was perfect. The greatest robot the world has ever seen.
There
I
are
did
only
hear
a few mangaka that
only
can
good
boast
things
such a
about
legendary
Pluto.
status as Urasawa himself. When you have a track record of titles like Monster, an absolute masterpiece with arguably the greatest
I haven't seen
villain
Monster
anime
yet.
has seen. 20th Century Boys, not just my favorite manga of all time, but one of my favorite pieces of fiction to exist. Pluto is meant to be one of his weaker works, according to diehard fans. And goddamn, if this is him operating at his lowest potential, this is like sending in your weakest fighter, and that fighter turns out to be Gojo fucking Satoru.
Don't say it.
Yeah, that analogy checks out. This
I'm
is
not
all
gonna
the
say
calling
anything.
cards of a classic Urasawa tale. He sets the stage, a sci-fi world where humans and robots coexist, a series of unsolved murders, a detective that is missing part of his memories, a robot that has done the impossible and taken a human life. He hooks you into his world and leaves you with a single question when the first episode ends. Just how deep does this rabbit hole go? The man's ability to construct a mystery and captivate an audience through his mastery of suspense, to me, has the same level of craftsmanship as seeing a master blacksmith make a legendary sword. Every episode is so dense with emotion, a plot that will keep you guessing through all the twists and turns, sitting on top of the sheer thematic depth of the story that every single character carries on their back.
I'm just
By
not
the
a
end of it
huge
all,
fan
you're
of
leaving with
seinens.
these ideas that you'll be thinking about far
That's why I haven't
after the
seen Vinland
credits
Saga
roll.
Season 2.
This is some of the
Pluto.
finest storytelling you can find anywhere. If I had to make a
And
guess
many-
why this
Monster,
didn't make as big
many
of an
others.
impact as it probably should have, well, this was
Netflix?
an adaptation of a sci-fi manga that was written 20 years ago that was originally a reimagining of Asteroid Boy, a manga that came out 60 years ago. So, inevitably, there might be some aspects that
It's a
feel
bit niche,
dated.
yeah.
What's this?
Oh,
A
okay.
war involving the invasion of some Middle Eastern country predicated on the possible developments of robots of mass destruction?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's a guy called Adolf. He's a bad guy.
Couldn't agree with you more, my dear Adolf.
But along with a slightly lukewarm ending, this doesn't take away from the legacy of one of the greatest mangakas alive right now. So, I have one question left. Are we ready to attempt a 20th Century Boys anime?
JJK?
Domain expansion.
Yep. What's gonna be number 2 though? I wonder.
When you watch an action anime, you normally go through a season where you might
Surely
see
it's not gonna be
action,
spoiled
but
for
you know
me,
it all
right?
builds up to this one.
Nah.
There are almost 2 episodes where the production values skyrocket, and you're treated to this insanely animated fight that will drop your jaw to the floor.
I'm what, episode
These are the
14?
scenes that everyone remembers
I'm
and defines
enjoying
the top fights
it.
of the year. Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think it's gonna
How about
depend.
we do that?
Okay, wait, let me talk about my feelings so far about season 1. Because I am watching it on the channel currently. I'm enjoying it a lot. There were some nitpicks with the previous episode 14 that I had. I didn't like how they introduced the Yuji thing. I'm not gonna spoil it. But I was really hyped up to see how they're gonna do the Yuji thing in that episode. And then I felt like they were trying a bit too hard to make it kind of unexpected, you know? And I didn't really like that, but other than that, I'm thoroughly enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. So I want to finish it as soon as possible so we can go into Season 2, because I heard just incredible things about Season 2. Yeah.
For every single episode.
I heard Shibuya arc is just
I don't
incredible.
think I've ever quite experienced the collective adrenaline-filled ride Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has given me. You're put on an
I don't
episode
wanna-
and be watching some of the sickest shit that's ever been put on
it's fine.
screen, and you think to yourself, there's no way they could ever top this. And it's at that moment the show will look you dead in the eye and go, I'll fucking do it again. And then it does. Again and again and again and again and again and again. So many amazing moments, so many sick-ass
Okay.
scenes. Midway through the season, the hype got to me, and I excitedly tweeted out, it should be goddamn illegal for an anime to go this hard.
Oh,
That was the
that's
same
not a
day
good
all this
idea.
came out.
Oh.
One of the biggest talking points has been
Yep.
Mappa's treatment
Yeah.
of their anime.
Fuck
during
fuck
the season.
Mappa.
And I think it's a testament to the blood, sweat, and tears poured into this.
Yes.
That we got a
All
product
props to the
this
animators.
fantastic
Fuck Mappa
despite
as
the
a-
hellish
as
working
a
conditions they were going through. Demon Slayer,
company.
Mob Psycho. This may not have gotten the opportunity to be as polished as shows like that, but it is unmatched
Yeah.
when it comes to its raw stylistic flair. Every single fight has a unique
Okay.
identity, not constrained.
I mean,
to
season
one
one's
genre
animation
of
was
action.
incredible
We got
already.
gritty hand-to-hand combat, citywide disaster-level brawls.
Holy
insanely
shit, this
unique
looks-
powers,
this looks
idle dance
insane.
beatdowns. There was a mecha
Oh,
fight,
shit.
a fucking mecha fight in a shonen anime. The amount of hype, the amount of fucking sheer
Oh, I'm
disrespect.
excited.
We got fucking rabbits throwing hands. This was one of
Holy
the greatest
shit.
showcases I've ever seen of, for lack of a better term, fucking cool shit. This felt like
Nice.
the purest celebration of fight scenes and choreography. We were in the audience. They got to marvel at a symphony of some of the coolest set pieces you can find in the medium. The Shibuya arc may not have been peak storytelling or the peak of all shonen arcs, but right now this is the peak of action spectacle.
Oh shit, okay, I'm excited. What's this? What's it gonna be? I have no idea.
The way elves see this
Oh,
world is
Frieren,
mystery.
already, really?
Thank you, Frieren. It's solely because of you.
I am currently watching Frieren on Patreon, but I'm taking a bit of a break from it. I need to get back to it. I just haven't had the time. I've been prioritizing my YouTube shows. But I'm gonna get back to it soon. Surely. I mean, sooner than later I am, but yeah, it might take a little bit more time to catch up to it. It's really good though. I thoroughly enjoyed the first 14 episodes or whatever I watched. Okay, we all know what's number one, right?
Frieren opens on the story of an elf girl who takes for granted the time she has with the people around her. Decades pass in the blink of an eye. Her companions
What a
age,
great
and before
anime.
she has the chance to fully get to know them, they're gone. It's a regretful, poignant tale that shoots straight to your goddamn soul. And then the opening's like...
I love this opening. I listen to it so often. I'm just a
The show
Yasuo
took a different approach
I love
to
it.
fantasy adventure while encapsulating everything that the genre is about. There might not be any demon lord to defeat or world to save, but instead we have a journey about appreciating the smaller things in your life. The beautiful things you might have missed if you
Okay,
forgot.
can I talk about the opening? I'm a Yasuo simp, so I need to talk about it. I get this opening gets me so hyped to watch every new episode. Every new episode that comes out, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then something happens, I'm like, I won't cry, you won't get me, not this time. Yasuo got me hyped. I love this opening so fucking much. I listen to it so often. It's so good.
To look for them. I showed this to a mate and he was like, Frieren? You mean side quests, the anime? And I bloody ate him because of how fucking accurate that is.
That's
Yet
true.
It's through those detours you take along the road to your destination that Frieren absolutely shines. It's the type of show that hits you without
Evan
even needing
Call.
to hit you with any flashy,
Evan Call the
high-intensity
GOAT,
action scenes
man.
to keep your attention, and then it hits you with these flashy.
This
high-intensity
animation, look at
action
this.
scenes. This series didn't need to go hard in its
holy
animation
shit.
in any way, shape, or form,
But it
chooses to do
did.
so anyway. This is what it's like to watch a fully
This is, in my opinion, the best animated mappa, or not mappa, Madhouse show since One Punch Man Season 1. I think at least that I've seen. I don't remember anything else.
polished product. But like Frieren's own journey, these are not the moments that stick with you. For the world-saving adventure she went on, the slice of memories we get are those small moments that really defined the time she spent with her party. And as she forms new bonds, you start to see those small...
Okay, sorry, I don't want to pause too much, but one more reason that I'm kind of scared to continue it is because I really, I don't know why, I kind of psyched myself out, because I think, I just have a feeling it might want to try to introduce like some kind of romance between characters, and I would be so mad. I don't know why, but I'm so glad with Frieren. One of my favorite things is how it doesn't feel the need to put any romance in it. Like, I love how Frieren and Stark have like this brother and sister relationship, and I love the fact that Frieren doesn't feel can't, like, it was, she said that that elves can't feel romantic feelings. So I really love that. I really hope they don't do something like Frieren realizing that she had a crush on Himmel or something. I don't know why I'm so adamant about that, but I really would hate that. And also I hope they don't obviously do any romance between Stark and Fern, because I just like their sibling relationship that they have.
She begins to pick up from
And I'm pretty sure they won't go into that, but I kind of psyched myself out of it.
This is what every fantasy tale aspires to be. It's shows like these that somehow make you nostalgic for an experience you've never had, friends you've never made. But at its heart, it's a gentle reminder to cherish the things in your life that really matter, to make the most of the time with the people you truly value.
Incredible show. I haven't seen this episode yet. I don't know why I feel so... Vinland Saga. I don't know why I feel so strongly about it.
Einar, I've killed so many people. I will be
I watched season 1, by the way.
and I will atone
It was okay.
for all lived.
That's all we've ever wanted.
The last episode was
Something
hype.
in this world that can give us a reason to keep going.
I want to piss up...
When I was
What
a
was I
kid,
gonna say?
My father would read me bedtime stories that my childish mind would
I wanna
always
piss off
be
too many people.
absolutely immersed in. Accounts of hungry caterpillars, rainbow fishes, ugly ducklings. These were the greatest
I think I'm not... I don't know. I feel like I'm just a baby trying to watch a movie that's way too deep for them. I tried to watch this and I was like, I don't feel like this. I feel like this is too deep for me. I'm gonna go and watch my shonen. I mean, no, I can watch obviously like character dramas and stuff, but I like Mob Psycho 100, banger character drama. I feel like seinens, because that's a shonen character drama, I feel like seinens for me, I'm just not built for seinen. It's so hard for me to watch a seinen. I don't know why. Oh, man.
Stories I'd ever heard, because
Vinland Saga season 1 had some
end off with a message,
great parts for me,
planted in my head,
but there were a lot of parts where I was checking out.
Stick with me. And as you grow older,
I might need to rewatch it at a later date.
By experiencing real life, you forget the effect that stories can have.
I don't know.
A good story can not only entertain you, it can move you, give you a new perspective, teach you something you never knew you could learn that you can take far beyond the confounds of watching some piece of entertainment. That is the power of a great tale, and that is everything that Vinland Saga Season 2 encapsulates. I cannot begin to describe the sheer effect this show had on me. Season 1 was a compelling adventure filled with tragedy, vengeance, and violence. So to anyone coming into this season blind, you probably would have been taken aback. The violence takes a backseat to a pure, methodical character drama. Vengeance has been replaced by a saga of redemption and acceptance. Honor, glory, sacrifice, all left by the wayside, and all that remains is people just trying their best to find their place in this merciless world. While most series would cower at the thought of shifting gears this drastically, it is that strong juxtaposition that gives Vinland Saga's message the weight it has, exemplified by possibly the greatest character development we've ever seen in this medium. Thorfinn's transformation is something that transcends entertainment. A man who starts off as a shell of a human, broken, empty, unworthy of redemption, but through every person he meets, every relationship he forms, he starts to learn to pick up the broken pieces of his former self that slowly but surely fill his soul up. As you see him encounter conflict, you'll secretly wish for that instant gratification that he'll revert back to his previous savage self. But as you witness this journey of a man fighting so desperately to find peace, who learns that it's okay not just to forgive others, but to forgive himself as well, it becomes an experience that will linger with you and invites you to find your own solace. Watching Vinland Saga feels like I'm getting read the greatest bedtime story ever told by my dad. It'll grip you with the purest of tales packed with nothing but raw human emotion that will leave your heart filled to the brim, and by the end of it all, it gives you something. A message, a lesson it earnestly hopes you can take with you. It reminds you that change isn't just something that exists in the boundaries of a fictional story. It doesn't come easy. It's a long, hard, unforgiving road, but you can get there, even if every day you only take one small step at a time. We will always find a reason to fight each other, no matter what time period we are in, weapons we can use, or tools we have at our disposal. But no matter how broken you think the world is, there is still meaning in trying to build a better tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I can make a brighter day come. Maybe tomorrow I can be just that little bit kinder. Maybe tomorrow I can become a slightly better version of myself. You are capable of letting go of that hatred, even if that hatred is towards yourself. You have no enemies.
Sorry. That was memed so much. That's such a meme. Oh man, what a great script, man. Garnet is such a great scriptwriter. Wow, it ended just like this. No ending scene. Wow, what a banger video. Like, even if I don't agree with all his takes, or even if I don't share his opinions, I should say. And I haven't seen a lot from this list, as you can see. But this was still a banger video. Like, I knew that he was gonna put Vinland Saga Season 2 as number 1, because I know how much he's been talking about it. I knew that Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is gonna be up there. I didn't think Frieren was gonna be up there purely because it hasn't finished yet. But, I mean, yeah, like, looking back, it definitely does deserve a high spot. For me, personally, like, Oshi no Ko would be way higher, but that's because I am way more interested in the idol culture and the acting culture and stuff, and behind the scenes of it. And also, I'm probably way more invested in the characters, it seems like. For me, waiting for the weekly... I've never been so quick to click on a new weekly episode of an anime that I was with Oshi no Ko. It was insane how much I was invested in every single phrase that every character said. I was screaming whenever Aqua said something to Kana. I was like, oh my god, he did not just say this. So that's why for me it's just Oshinoko. The only part I wasn't a huge fan of is how it feels like it ended midway through the season. Like we completed an arc and then we started a new arc and then we ended. But I know why they did it. It was like set up for season 2, but still it felt like we just ended season 1 part 1 and not like that we ended season 1. But anyways, still that was my favorite anime. This was incredible. I've gotten definitely some recommendations that I want to watch. I need to watch, or I need to finish Eminence in Shadow season 2. I need to rewatch the whole John Smith arc because I kind of conked out throughout most of it. I think episode 3 of season 2 of Eminence in Shadow is my favorite episode in all of Eminence, including season 1. So it's better than episode 5 and episode 19 and 20 for me, just because of how hype I was. That episode, wow. And then I'm kind of missing the inner monologue from Sid. I kind of miss the part where we were following Sid around the entire way. That's why I kind of was... I didn't pay... Or like I paid attention to the John Smith arc, but it wasn't the best arc for me. It was probably the weakest arc so far in the Eminence in Shadow. But he said that the ending was incredible, so I need to finish it for sure. And there are many other recommendations, but that's gonna be all. If you please make sure to go and check out the original video. It's down in the description. Support my boy. He is my favorite AniTuber. Whenever he makes a video, I click on it instantly and I watch some of his streams and stuff, so do support him. And that's gonna be all for me. If he ever releases a video that's relating to the content that I do, or any of the anime that I'm watching currently on the channel, then I'm going to watch it on the channel. If not, I'm probably still gonna watch it and it's gonna go on my Patreon, which is down in the description. Some of his older videos are also on there, so if you wanna see that, it's there. But anyways, that's gonna be all for me. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.